Hey guys, welcome back to another Misfits video. This is going to be a second installment to my NFL GOATs collection to show you where I'm at with this collection and trying to pick up the rookie card of every NFL GOAT in each position. So I am going to start this off. I was celebrating my birthday. I went out to dinner with the missus. She took me out and treated me out like a king. And then this is what they handed me. Coincidentally, check this out. I'm going to try to read it real quick. Here is to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not fond of rules and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And I'd like to say this encapsulates my man John Mangini, who is running for presidency of the hobby. So I think he'll approve of this napkin, and please go vote for my man John Mangini. But without further ado, that is going to be our mantra we live by now. And I'm going to get things started. I did have my defensive players almost all sewn up. Let's start out by putting them back out there. And I did add two more to the PC. We have the first one, an 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro first team and Defensive Player of the Year. Once was this man, Deion Sanders. He's going to be my cornerback to start off with. Let's put him out here. Next up, we have an 11-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro first team, twice Defensive Player of the Year, and owns the record for sacks. That is none other than Bruce Smith, who has 200 sacks for his career. Let's put him out here. Next, we have a 10-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro first team, led in interceptions in 86 and 91. That is Ronnie Lott. He'll be our strong safety. Let's put him up here. And then let's start off with the 10-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro first team, won the MVP in 86, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and led in sacks in 86. That is none other than LT, the greatest linebacker in football history. Let's throw him out here. Next up, we have an 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro first team, and that is Jack Ham. Let's put him on the opposite side of LT. See how we could work this here. And then next up, we're going to have middle linebacker, a 12-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro first team, 2 times Defensive Player of the Year, led the NFL in combined and solo tackles for his career. That is none other than Ray Lewis. Let's put him right in the middle where he belongs. And then the last one I showed in the last video was a 9-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro first team, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, led the NFL in intels in 04, 08, 2010, and has a record for interception yards return with 1590, and that is none other than Ed Reed here. We're going to put him up here. And then now we're going to try to round out the last two, adding to the defense, 8-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro first team, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and led the league in sacks in 2018. That is none other than Aaron Donald. This guy was so great for the Rams. Let's throw him down here. Trying to fit everything in this screen is going to be a little bit challenging, but let's put the last one that I finally picked up. 13-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro first team, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and led the league in sacks twice in 87 and 88. And that is none other than Reggie White. To me, the best defensive end ever in football. Let's throw him out here. So that's what I'm up to. I need another defensive tackle and my other cornerback, and I'll be done with all the defensive teams here. And then let's show you where I'm at with my offense. I have a left tackle here, 11-time Pro Bowler, 9 times All-Pro First Team, and that is none other than at tackle we have Anthony Munoz. Gotta love Anthony Munoz. He would have been guarding perfectly at tackle here, trying to befuddle, I guess, Reggie White if he was playing against him in a game. Next up, I have 14-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro First Team, and that is none other than Bruce Matthews for the Houston Oilers. Got to put him over here, trying to befuddle players like Aaron Donald from getting a sack. And then let's start off with some sexier positions. I have, let's do the wide receivers. I have a 13-time Pro Bowler, 10-time All-Pro First Team, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, and holds the record in receptions and yards and touchdowns. You know there is no one else that could hold that reign other than Jerry Rice, the best wide receiver that I had the chance in witnessing. He's going to be out there. Let's put him next to Deion Sanders, because Deion is going to have a hard time trying to keep up with Jerry Rice. Or maybe it's the other way around. Next up, I have a 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro First Team, and led the league in touchdowns 5 times. And that is none other than Randy Moss. Got him here with 98 Finest. Refractor, I love this card. It took me a little while to pick this one up. Let's put him on the opposite end here. And then I got a 3rd wide receiver, but this one was like a little bit of a conundrum because there's 2 people that I have up for this debate. I guess you guys could put in the comments which one you would go with. First, we have a 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro First Team, led the league in receptions in 2012 with 122. And in yards, he led in 2011 with 1681, and in 2012 with 1964. And that is none other than my favorite nickname here, Megatron, with his Topps Chrome rookie card. Let's put him out here trying to stretch the field. Ronnie Lott's gonna have a hard time with him. And then the person that I was figuring out who to include, whether it's Calvin Johnson or this man who was a 4-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro First Team, and basically had every record while he played, and that is none other than Don Hutson. So between Calvin Johnson or Don Hutson, I just did not know who to go with because both of them I love. But I guess I'm leaning towards Don Hutson only because he was basically like Babe Ruth of his era. So he would be out there tussling with either Ronnie Lott or Ed Reed. And then the same thing happened at tight end. At tight end, I have a debate where you can chime in on. I have a 5-time Pro Bowler. He was an All-Pro First Team 4 times and led the league in touchdowns in 2011. And that is none other than Rob Gronkowski. I have his rookie card here with a sweet autograph. And I have a tough time with this debate because he didn't play as long as this next guy. And that is none other than someone who won the Pro Bowl 4 times, was All-Pro First Team 6 times, and led the league in receptions in 2004 with 102. And that is none other than Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez is actually outclasses this man in almost every counting stat. But the only thing is that with Rob Gronkowski, he basically did more in less years than Tony Gonzalez ever did. So you could say that he was the better player. But as far as longevity goes, Tony Gonzalez has him by a mile. He played 270 games as opposed to 143 games for Tony Gonzalez. And I mean, in almost every counting stat, he almost doubles him, other than like yardage, which is 9,286 for Rob Gronkowski and 15,127 for Tony Gonzalez. But when you say game per game, you probably want Gronkowski because he was a lot harder to guard and more of a matchup problem for the defense. But I don't know, which one would you go with, Tony Gonzalez or Rob Gronkowski? I don't know. I don't think you could lose with either one. Maybe I would go with a 2 tight end set, take a wide receiver out, go with only 2 wide receivers, and let my middle linebacker and outside linebackers have to deal with this headache of trying to guard either of these 2 players. But anyway, this is where I'm up to with my greatest of all time NFL players of all time. I'm interested in reading whether you would go with Don Hudson or Megatron in my 3rd wide receiver slot, or for tight end, you would go with Tony Gonzalez or Rob Gronkowski. I'm trying to work on my other positions, but they are pricey with some of these, whether it's quarterback, fullback, running back. It's just tough. And then as far as like some of my other guard positions and offensive tackle positions, I'm still doing research and trying to narrow down which are the last 2 names I would like to include with Bruce Matthews and Anthony Munoz. But until then, I look forward to seeing what your responses are. Keep watching the Misfits, and vote for John Mangini because he is a true misfit, just like it's described to you on this napkin. Till then, see you on the next one. Bye.